What's up, guys? I'm Jules. Thanks for coming back for another weekly update. It's FlossTube number 300 and what is it, like 20 something? It's crazy. It's crazy, I tell you. Uh, so many floss tubes. But I do thank you. I know some of you guys have been here from way, way back, and I do appreciate you guys. And if you're new, consider hanging around for a bit, maybe even subscribing, liking the video, maybe commenting, telling me what you think. I appreciate all of it, and I do look at it, and I listen to it, and I watch it. Specifically from this past couple videos, I mentioned possibly bringing back Stitch With Me's. And Stitch With Me's, for those of you who don't know, are videos where I just show from like the camera's view down upon like whatever I'm stitching on, and just kind of go stitch by stitch, just kind of talk through it, tell stories, kind of, shoot the breeze, whatever. And they're pretty relaxing. Usually myself or others tend to fall asleep, but it's something that helps me to actually get some stitching done. And I think it's kind of what I need, because I'm having a hard time kind of forcing is a bad word, but really getting myself to sit and stitch. So this is still Mini Samurai. I've gotten a bit more stitching done over here. I got a little bit done there, but not a ton. He's at about 58%, 60%, something like that, as far as where he's at, little Mini Samurai. This is a pattern on my store. If you guys are new, in case you didn't realize, I do have a pattern store. I have two pattern stores, basically. It's the same store, but one's on Etsy, one's not. So on Etsy, I'm Stitching Jules Design. The link is down in the description. And I also have stitchingjulesdesign.com. So it's more of a Shopify store, something that anybody can kind of jump into. So they really have the same products on both. So it's not that you have to go to one or the other. But if I was going to choose one, I might say, hey, stitchingjulesdesign.com, just because it's the website. So but either way, totally fine. You guys see I got a haircut. My hair is crazy. It's at night time right now. It's Wednesday night, and I got my hair cut yesterday, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I went more pixie-ish this time, and it's funny because the joke is right now is that every time I go to get my hair cut, I get it cut shorter, and this is as short as I've had my hair in a very long time, like 40 something years or something like that. But I love it. It has come out nice. It looks different all different kinds of times of the day, and I can even like make it instant bedhead. And so I was having a lot of fun with it last night and this morning. About that for a here we go. Let's just do this. Continue our video. All right. So, yeah, I do love my hair. It's pretty awesome. So I only got a little bit of stitching done, so I think it's a good idea to bring the Stitch With Me's back. It's just getting the setup like fixed. I've got my table. I've got to get like the lighting right and get the video, and it just there's some things that I got to kind of set up. But once I get it set up, I think I'll be able to kind of keep doing it. And so let's put the hair back down a little bit. Let's de-poof the hair. But we'll see. But I do want to do it. I really do, because I need to stitch. I really do, and I think those are the best way to kind of encourage me to stitch is to do that. So hopefully that's something that will come out. If it does happen, come out this weekend. I hope. I meant for it to happen last weekend, but I ended up working too much, so that didn't really work out. And thankfully this week I have not worked as much. I worked Saturday till about 11, I think, 11 or noon, and then didn't work Sunday, and then Monday worked late, I think 5, and then I didn't work late last night, and I didn't work late tonight. So woohoo! I think we're finally on top of things. We don't necessarily have to work late, so that's always a good thing. But what I did do is I did a lot of pattern design this week, and if there is anything that I have shown you either in this video or in the past, and you're like, man, where is it on your store? I don't see the pattern on your store. Please reach out and let me know, because sometimes I talk about things and they kind of get swept under the rug a little bit, not intentionally, just because I get more excited about other things, new things, and I need to finish the original things. I need to get those done. So sometimes I just forget. They get pushed down the list, and then I kind of forget to go back and publish them, so to speak. So just let me know. You can always reach me at stitchingjewels@gmail.com. I actually also created stitchingjewelsdesign@gmail.com because I still can't decide which email that I should have. So I just have them both. So no big deal. All right, new patterns. It's the holidays. Okay, it's not really the holidays, but it is for this pattern. I call this one Snowman Stained Glass. And he's very festive and ready for snow and winter, which it is. I think the low tonight's like in the upper 30s. It's snowing in the mountains here in Colorado. It's time. It's time, people. 170 by 170. You are not stitching the white parts around this sort of circular stained glass. So if you are artsy enough, I'm not. So if you are artsy enough, you could actually, prepare this to be stitched in some kind of circular frame of some kind. It would look amazing. It's only about 17 colors, so I like it. It came out well. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with the design. I mean, not my own, but with the original source material. Impressed with my design. That's just very egotistical, I suppose. Ow, I just bent my eyelid into my eyeball. Didn't know I was that flexible. All right. So again this week, so I've been focusing so much on the mini patterns that it's almost like reflexively I've come back to working more on the monochromes, the larger black and white pieces that I think I'm known most for. I got the first one to show you. I like this one. It's called the Ranch. And the Ranch is 260 by 380. So again, you're only stitching the black and white. I think it's about 22,000 stitches or so. I don't know what color would be best for this, but I gotta say that the detail came out really nice on this, and this is gonna be a nice stitch for somebody. Whoever does this is gonna be amazing. But since I'm doing the monochromes, whenever I find a picture that I really like, I always try and do a little bit more with it. So I took the original obviously there's not a photo of that, but the original material, and I said, let's try this pattern with some color in it. And whenever I use when it's original black and white, and I try to colorize it, so to speak, it always comes out in a very light sepia tone. And it's kind of like a light blues, light yellows kind of thing. So what I ended up doing, because I wanted it to be small for a mini, obviously. So I shrunk it down to where it was just the house itself. And when I did that, I came out with this. So this is actually one of my smaller minis that I have, periods. This is 95 by 80. And the sky all around this house, home, ranch, is not stitched. So go crazy with whatever, fabric that you'd like to do, but all through here, it won't, you're not stitching it. So it's actually quite a fast stitch, I think. Only 15 colors. I think it might go down a little bit. The design isn't totally finalized, but that is something to consider. So there's that one. And my next one, actually I'm going to do this. I have a monochrome design, and then I'll do a full color design, and then I'm doing a mini color. And so I don't know how many people have been asking for giant tortoises, but I have a giant tortoise head. Okay, not literally, but I have a giant tortoise head here. So tortoise and monochrome, basically. I think this one came out awesome. It's 188 by 210. Again, you're not stitching this little white part out here, but that's just so cool. That came out so cool. So along with that, so I did a little miniaturized version of it where I shrunk it down to 90 by 100. Okay, again, not stitching the white, it's not full coverage, but 90 by 100, anywhere from about 20 to 25 colors, because I'm still kind of refining the colors. I would like to keep it fairly detailed, but not have a ton of colors. It would kind of be crazy if it was 90 by 100, 90 stitches by 100 stitches, and it had like 25 colors in it. I don't like that, but I'm continuing to kind of massage it down, so to speak. All right, last two big ones to finish up. The first one is something that I've had a few people request. Can I do some kind of weather phenomena? I've been trying to do tornadoes. Been trying to find a good tornado picture. You guys let me know what you think about this. So it's just like tornado monochrome kind of thing. So obviously we've got the big rope tornado kind of coming down. Just this little grove of trees right here. There was not a house or anything to show, which that would just be crazy morbid. But some trees down here. But wasn't sure if you guys would like this or not. Well, not really 100% sure. It's 230 by 290. Not a lot of stitching because as you can see, like there's a ton of stitching up here. But when you're finally done with that, you just bring it. I mean, when you're done with that, you're pretty much almost done with the pattern. So not too crazy. Not too crazy. So I like that one. Actually, I also tried to make that a monochrome. Tried to make that a mini with color. Not happening. That one did not. That one was like, and so I was like, no, not happening. Not going to be a mini. Now this last one I've been sitting on for a little bit because I tried multiple times to make this last pattern a monochrome pattern. I really wanted it to work out, but I gotta say, it's like the depth, the texture, there's so many different things here that just was not coming out correctly with a monochrome. And when that happens nowadays, instead of just saying I'm not going to do it, I think, you know what, let me just make it a full coverage grayscale and let me massage the colors a little bit and let me see what I can do with still getting things to pop the way that they should. And I think this one came out really well. And for those of you guys who like some of those really detailed monochromes like walkway, spiral staircase, not suitcase. That seems weird. The Brooklyn Bridge projects, things like that. This one's pretty cool. So I can't really come up with like a great name for it because I can't quite remember what it was called originally. I'm gonna call it Abby Ceiling. Say hi to Abby Ceiling, folkses. How did that? This looks amazing. So 200 by 310. 23 colors. 23 colors, people. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Can you guys see the texture? I don't know if you can. I don't know if it's focusing. There's a good focus. But so you've got like, this is the hallway at the very end. You've got the light, the way it's streaming up. I mean, it just looks crazy. It just looks amazing. Anyway, I'm super excited about that one. I'm really pleased with how that one came out. I just love designing. I'm really shooting for like, I swear, I want to try to get to like 500 patterns by the end of the year. We'll see if I can do that or not. I gotta really focus on it, but we'll see if we can do it. But focus for this next week. I need to get these patterns up. It's Wednesday night. I cannot promise at all that I'm gonna get these done tonight. I may not get anything done after I shoot this video, to be honest with you. I've been fighting off yawns for the last hour. I cannot yawn. I cannot yawn. Hold on. Let me get a drink here. I actually shot this video already once, but I started yawning so much that I had to stop. My husband was like, you need to stop, because I was putting him to sleep. And so, but outside of that, everything's been good. Like I said, I love my new hair. I just love it. It's crazy. I like when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, Actually, this is pretty tame compared to how it's been looking, but yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I never was one who, I had short hair when I was younger, but as I got older, I was like, I don't know, I just don't want to do it. And I thought, ponytails are, what I love. But I don't know, I just got I just feel comfortable now and kind of making changes and being bold. And I think that comes sometimes when you get older. You just kind of go, I don't care. Let me just do what I want. So, anyway. So, yeah. What else going on? Talk about snow. The Bears. The Bears finally won their first game this past week. And I couldn't even really watch. I watched a little bit. I was working this last Thursday. I was working. And I got home and it was like towards the end of the second quarter. And things were looking good, but things that looked good before, and then we played terrible in the second half. So I barely could. I mean, I kind of watched a little bit, but then I was like, okay, I can't watch it. I just have to. It's, I just get so nervous. I just get so nervous. So anyway, so they won. I'm very excited. That was very good. So hopefully this is a, we're going to continue to build on that. And see, it's Wednesday. Yesterday, last night was hockey season. The NHL season premiered, and we watched a little bit. We watched probably about half of the Tampa Bay game last night, and there's some more games going on right now. I want to watch. I may watch a little bit of Toronto, but we'll see. But there's just all kinds of different things. My Blues, St. Louis Blues, are my team. They play tomorrow, and we'll see. I kind of fell out of obsession with them after they traded both Tarasenko and O'Reilly. Teams evolve. I understand that. I gotta stick with the program, so it's all good. Business wise, I feel pretty good. I sent out the beginning of the week. Was it this week or last week? I think it was last week. We sent out like almost a half a dozen packets to like different large needlework shops, just throw out some stuff, see if they'd be interested, and just kind of just moving on, and just if somebody responds back, great, and if not, it's a very, I don't want to say detailed, but it's a very, it's like cross stitch. It's like each stitch, like when you add stitch to stitch to stitch, it's the same thing with like a business. It's like contact, contact, design, 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 contact, design, design. It's it just takes a while. You have to be a little patient. So uh, anyway, I just need to continue to get stuff stitched, and get it done, and so people can see what I do. So I still feel like I've just scratched the surface. Like, you guys have been such an amazing, sounding board and cheerleading group. I appreciate that very much. A lot of my first customers came from you guys, and I just it just I guess if I was going to say anything, I would say, and I never ask you guys for very much. I don't, and so because I don't always feel comfortable for asking stuff, because I'm just happy that you're here and that you're listening to me. Look how large my hands are. It's forced perspective, but it's weird. Anyway, so like the video, subscribe. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Like the video, share the video. If you're on a Facebook group, Instagram, blah 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 blah, all kinds of social media, consider throwing up a picture of, if you're stitching one of my patterns, throw up your picture, talk about what I do. I think more people that find my patterns will be so excited about cross stitch. It's hard to discuss it without almost sounding like I'm putting down any other cross stitch that's out there, which is not what I want to do. What I want to do is show people that there are more modern and realistic and artistic ways to cross stitch. That at Eiffel Tower right here, I got Cowboy right here. These are real cross stitched photos. Where are you? I couldn't figure out which hand it was. So these are real cross stitched. Can you see the stitching? That's a real cross stitch. That's even a half stitch. Both of these are half stitches. And so you don't need a lot. You don't need to do a lot. And so it doesn't have to be complex. Don't have to be doing French knots and all kinds of crazy back stitching and stuff. This is basic cross stitch. This is full cross stitch or a half a cross stitch. It's really, instead of the X, it's just that. It's just very simple. But you put it together in the right order, and boom, you get something that's really, really cool, and everybody's like, that's cross stitch? That's not cross stitch. And then you're like, yeah, and I made it. So there. So anyway, spreading the word would really help. I'd really appreciate it. And for those of you guys that have, like I said, who have been here, the new ones, thank you guys. Thanks for finding me. Thanks for looking. Thanks for hanging out this long. And for the old guard out there, for the old school guys, you know who you are. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's bring back some Stitch with Me's. Let's get back to some stitchy talk and some just telling stories. And I hope I can get that going soon. So, anyway, happy stitching. Be safe. Stay warm. Let me know if you have any pattern ideas down below. A lot of people who suggest them down below, I do end up making those. I still have that Sydney Harbor one, that the Sydney Opera House, that I have like 3 different versions of it. I just haven't shown. I haven't gotten to the point of showing you guys yet because it's I just can't decide which one to choose from. So, all right, I'm done. Y'all have a great night. Take care. Bye bye.